Hi everyone, you're watching Janna FX, and in this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. But first of all, let me introduce the sponsor of this video, simplefx.com, which offers Forex and cryptocurrency CFDs trading. You can see this site right now on my screen, and the links to simplefx.com you can find in the description under this video. Okay, and starting with euro dollar as usual, let's see at possible trades, and I'll tell you a little bit about my trades, of course, and what I will be looking for this coming week. So we have this is the week, right? This happened, and this was the previous week. Okay, so this is where we stopped, and I was telling you to wait for, of course, for some consolidation around the level, right? Okay, so. And you can see when the market started to move, it's Monday, Tuesday, is absolutely nothing to look at. And the only small channel, you see what could have been good for trading was here on Tuesday, right? It started on Tuesday and Wednesday morning. So I didn't go for this trade though, unfortunately, and so I didn't catch that nice movement, okay, at least up until here. But I had a trade just selling from this level. Well, of course, because the news, expectation of the news, which I'm always telling you about. Don't forget just to check all the economical and financial news, everything political. Also, anything happens, the pairs you are trading. So just make sure you following what's going on. Okay, so you can see we had really a huge drop on euro, unfortunately, I didn't catch all this movement because, as you know, with my trading the news system, I always wait also for small, nice channels, something like this, which I would have been waiting around this area, but nothing like that happened. So I only placed the sell order from this strong level previously, and I only got that movement, which is also was quite nice, but unfortunately not the whole movement for me. So let's just see what now to expect. So that's what I'm just saying. For me, it would have been, if I would look at that moment and try to get into this trade, so that would be one trade. Again, you see, would have been a good, positive, profitable trade. And another one I actually had was a sell, but just from this level, okay, because it was a really wide channel. So my thought was, let's just go on a bigger chart. I'll show you in the 4-hour chart, because I was telling you that these days the market moves a little bit different, okay, and it makes bigger patterns, bigger charts. That's why my point was looking at this big channel. Remember, I was telling you also that the sell order is pretty much, well, consolidation around this important level would be easy to sell, right? But was no point anywhere to put forward buy orders as for my trading system, as you know. So that's why I was telling you, pay attention on these stops, okay? So that top I was meant last week, this top, and at the bottom, this is where there would have been, this is where I was waiting for some consolidation around this area. That's what I pointed out, but nothing like that happened. That's why I was just looking at this when it started to move like that. That's what I thought that would be my white channel, and that's why I thought, like, okay, selling orders from here, and the buy orders would have been around here up. So, and you see the market drop, but it was really huge, very big channel, okay, so very wide. So, but this is how it worked out for me quite well anyway. And for this coming week, of course, after such a big drop, what expectation here, as usual, again, either consolidation, correction, or continuation of the trend, okay? So it's dropped, and then maybe it will continue, or maybe it will turn around, and maybe, of course, it was a reaction on news. So we'll look at the bigger picture. It still, you see, it didn't come out from the bottom level of the uptrend channel. So, and my expectation, of course, I'm still continue with the possibility of creating the shoulder. So this possibly can still go up and give us the shoulder, but like I'm saying, this is the big chart. That's why when I'm telling you about something like that, I don't mean it's going to happen maybe this week immediately, right? So it could be few weeks, okay, maybe few days or even months, who knows. But at this moment, as we are staying in the same area, which I've also told you about, that it's quite possible, because we had really wide shoulder before, and then the next shoulder might be a while, right? So it might consolidate somewhere around this area before it will either give us a shoulder, or maybe it will break and go down. So That's why I'm saying doesn't really matter much. This is what expectation possibility, but looking at where to place the orders, that's the important part, where to look at the levels and where to try to place it. So in here, as you can see now, okay, the bigger picture I'm trying to show you, so like I can think that it might be a little bit around this area before it will make a move. So now we have glued, let's say, for the bigger picture. Now go on a smaller one, and I still have these important levels, and you can see it's pretty much stopped in the middle, so I have 100 and something pips up and 100 something pips down. So of course now I'm just waiting for what it's going to do next. Okay, if it will give me like little small channels, so then I will be placing orders both directions again, buy and sell, pending orders again, remember. Okay, and also even if it will go just a little bit, there is still enough space to go to this bottom. Okay, so that's why if it's not going to be really nice and small, then I would expect possibly maybe it will give a little bit of the triangle, right? Maybe a little triangle, maybe double bottom, but it just, the point is just waiting for anything now around this area. Okay, but between these two levels now. So that's what I will be looking at for euro dollar. And don't forget about news. I'm telling you all the time, don't forget, I'm just not telling about the news coming, because anything can move market these days, and it's going to be a very long video if I will be pointing out what type of news I will be paying attention. I had lots of videos before about it, so just you can watch again and just make notes of what events are going to be this week. Okay, any week, every week. Okay, so every day before you start placing the orders, just see what's happening in the market, and then see what the news possibly could be, political, economical, financial, any news. Okay, and so now we're going to pound dollar. Also, I had a few trades this week, so a little bit a busy week this week for me with trading. So we were also here, right? Okay, so this is where the week finished, and again, reminding you from the previous video, right? I was waiting for some consolidation between these two levels. Okay, so close to this level. So I had orders selling from this level, and I had buy orders from that level. Okay, so I used after on Monday opening, right? It dropped and started to sit around here. This is where I decided that I would use that as a channel. Okay, so that was again a very wide channel, and I had a sell order one here. I had the buy, which I was sitting with a little bit negative, okay, and then I come out with profit when it started to move up here, and again I was placing another order here because of the news, okay. So I got another trade, so another 3 trades, 1 buy and 2 sales go for me this week for pound dollar. Again, you can see it's all according with my strategy, all using exactly the same levels. I'm showing you, and you can see how it works. I'm giving you a bit more details so you understand how I trade and how I look at the market and what I do. So, well, obviously now let's just go on a bigger chart so you can see what is happening, and the expectation, as you remember, again, I'm still leaving this area where I was telling you that this looked like a shoulder, this could be head, but remember again I was telling you it does look like it, but this also can be double bottom, maybe it could be end up as triangle, or maybe it will be like a flag and continue between those two levels. Okay, so we're still in the same area, we didn't go in, so at this moment I'm still not going to give up on a possibility of coming back in this area and giving like a shoulder, because yes, it may be double bottom and then come back in here, but at the same time, like I'm saying, yes, maybe it will consolidate a little bit around here, and then it could be a bearish flag, and then it might break at one point and go down. So looking again ahead, so just looking at different options, okay, what to expect. And now I would be, of course, paying attention what's going to happen here. Okay, so as we are back to the level, and on the smaller charts, I will be just waiting for any consolidation once again. Okay, so right now it's pretty much not in good location, let's say. Okay, so it's right here, it's a little bit 40 pips down to this level. I mean, it's not bad to up the red level, okay, 70 pips up, but it's very close to the bottom one. So to be honest, for me, it would be better here if it would just would be like a triangle, maybe like a pennant or something, okay, for this for the smaller trade. So because if it will get a little bit closer to this level, right, so it would be much better option, let's say, if the market will go up, okay, enough space. I mean, even here it is enough space, but if it will be closer to that one, then it would be easier and better to see if it will try to break that level and then go down, because lots of space down there. Okay, so but right here in this area I don't really like it much. So, okay, so that's why I'm saying after this big movement I want to see what is it going to do. At this moment I can't tell you anything, like I was telling you before about those levels. Okay, we were like in good positions, but right now it just doesn't give a clear picture. Okay, so just a little bit of waiting time, I would say, this way. Okay, so let's just go look at the bigger one. You see, because on the bigger one, you see, might be double bottom, right? Might consolidate a little bit in here, giving a little bit of, maybe it will go as a bit of a triangle, who knows? But at this moment, it's not giving me as clear as I wanted it to be. Okay, so just waiting time for pound dollar at this point. Okay, waiting time. See, well, of course, if it will go back to the same area, then I will be of course looking at consolidation around that level. Okay, if it will not if it will make a sharp movement. Okay, so if not, then I would rather to see it get a bit closer to this one and have a bit of consolidation here, and then place the orders. Okay, now going to dollar yen. Also had a small trade on dollar yen. So now we're going to see, okay, bigger picture. You see, this is where we were, right? Okay, previous week. Let's just have a little bit smaller again just to see a little bit better. Right here, very close to this level. And well, remember when I was telling you that we looked like a shoulders, head and shoulders, right? And then I was telling you that head and shoulders might turn into the different pattern. And then I told you, if the market you'll see jumping, right, up and breaking the shoulder area, and then will be stopped somewhere around here. What I told you, it might do this. And why did it stop right here? Well, because I have level here, right? Okay, so the market listens to me. Okay, so and it stops where I tell it. So yeah, okay, I'm joking, but this, you can see, it's exactly where I pointed out it might stop, and it did, because it might also look like a diamond pattern. Okay, so this could be a possible of the level of the diamond pattern. So yes or no, but the market is obviously sitting here right now, and I tell you, like, I had a small trade pretty much using that level as a diamond pattern. So when the market, you see, went up on the open in the market, I didn't have any opportunity here, because okay, the small it was very small channel here, but not good for me. So that's why I missed this really nice move up. Then I had a little bit of consolidation here. I didn't go for it too, because it wasn't good enough for me. But when it went right to close to the diamond pattern level and created this small, very small double top, it's pretty much nothing, but I decided to risk it. This is where I had the sell order. Okay, so I sold, and only very small movement I catch, and then I had news and it jumped up and then continue the way down. Okay, so it's pretty much as it would be in that pattern. So I had a small trade anyway, which was really good. And what is it expecting now? You see, it's back to the same area again and started to consolidate here. And of course, with all this news going on, so of course, if the dollar will go continue to be stronger, of course it's possible will continue the way up. Okay, after this, and you can see this little pattern also does look like a little bit of the diamond again. Very now on a smaller chart. Okay, then we were looking at the bigger chart. Now it's a smaller chart. It might also look like that pattern, which if with the opening market it's not going to move too much, not strong and sharp movements, then possibly using this level as a buy order. Okay, but it's not very big distance. Okay, here, so I need to be careful, but possible. And as a, like I'm saying, if it's not going to have huge movements, then maybe, as you can see, the pattern would be like here, right? So, well, like I'm saying, I can't draw it right now because I need to see how it's going to move, and then if it's going to not move too much, then using like possibly this level, okay, for a sell orders to go down. Okay, so possibly continue get back to this area, but you see, it's very small distances, not very much. So if depends how it will go in here. It's about 50 pips up, and it's even less than 40 if you would use that level. So that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit right now, it's not very good between those two, but maybe is a possible, maybe is a possibility. So to go for smaller trade. But okay, let's just look at the bigger picture, what to possibly to look at. You see, that's what I'm saying. We're right here, and of course if there will be no news or anything going on, maybe it will go back and it might have a little bit consolidation. I mean, for me it would be much better right now, okay, because it's too close to the one level. Another level I would rather to see it, okay, maybe missing a trade but go back down, and maybe like just a little bit to see between these two, and then to see what it's going to do in this area a little bit, okay, so like maybe a little bit less riskier for me, and then it would be a little bit more distance to this level, okay, and of course the reasonable space to go back down. So, but of course at the same time it actually will be some news again going on, right? So of course this movement could be, it might ignore this level and just continue all the way up and reach finally at one of those strong levels, okay. If you look on a bigger picture, you would see that strong level, okay, so it might go right here up to here, so it's quite possible it can do so. So, but still might a little bit of consolidation in this area before it will make it, but this is really big time frame weekly, so it's too big, okay. So that's what I would be looking at this moment. So looking just here, but like I'm saying, would be much better like a possible, it's also kind of a little bit like a, could be, you see, as a diamond, or maybe it might end up as a triangle or something. So right now again I would just try to wait a little bit and see where it's gonna go. But okay, so this is with dollar yen, but you can see how this level, okay, helped. You see it's exactly where it stopped, right, this week. So twice stopped there once, and again at the end of the week it been stopped by this level, and it's all been just because it did look like a diamond pattern. So you kind of can see now why sometimes, like, you know, people asking and don't understand, so why market moves somewhere and suddenly stops. Well, now you know why, because you need to see that different possible patterns, and because it's not just one person thinks that way, lots of other people think that way, and that's why it can stop there, and then people start in either buy or sell straight away, because they do also expect it. So if you can see it, then you can understand why like market can stop at these particular areas. Okay, now going to Australian dollar. Also had some trades on it, and well, let's see the bigger picture again. So this is where we were again, right? So I did really wanted it to go into this area a bit better, but you see it started to consolidate between these two levels, which obviously my levels here for a reason, which, remember, I've been using it before, and I was telling you that also moving between those two levels would be also okay to place the buy orders and see if market can go back here, and sell orders that the market can go down to this level. And as you can see, that's what I was using this week for Australian dollar. So I used that channel, okay. So I didn't use that little one inside. I was using just these two big levels and placing orders, buy and sell. So, and you can see obviously the sell order worked out and even broke that level, which also gave a little bit more profit. So that was really good moment of trading for Australian dollar. And once again, if you would use the same levels, you could do exactly the same, and to get into profitable trades. So you can see all the same levels, all working. So of course it would be nice if it would just stop here, a little bit of consolidation, but it's broke it straight away. So there was just a continuation of the trade. If you would have been in a trade, so just continuation, and it's down. So next I was waiting, of course, for consolidation in this area, but unfortunately for me it started to move. It had a small consolidation. I was hoping it would, as it was Friday, I didn't go for any trade. It was receipts continued the way down, and I didn't go into this trade now, so I'm out, and I will be now waiting for what's gonna do next, of course, right after such a big drop. Again, waiting for consolidation, maybe correction a little bit. So but at this moment it's kind of broke a very important level, which means it might continue the way down, but at the same time it didn't break the you see it's in downtrend channel, okay, that one, so it didn't break that level. But this is very, the weekly one, this is very important, and it's pretty much breaking it. You see it's actually broke it, but we did have the wings. Remember I told you, okay, we do have little wings here, so that means it might still be in it. So it's plus minus a little bit. I'm not going to move it, but it might still be in that channel, okay. So that's what I'm saying. It might still continue not continue the way down, because if it will break it, it might be very strong movement down, okay, to the next, for example, level, because we are actually on a bigger chart. If you look on the monthly chart, we dropped, and this is the bearish flag, right? It's created quite a strong bearish flag. So of course, well, it might be a moment now to try to break and go down. So you never know, but because we have little wings, it might still sitting in that channel. That's why I'm saying now it's a little bit of waiting time. When it started to consolidate, I thought it was really great, a little bit more consolidation, but it just continued the way down. You see, it's another candle here, and just waiting what it's going to do. Of course, I would rather see on smaller charts again a consolidation coming back. Okay, so if it will sit in there, coming back to that level and give something around that level, okay, for a start. Or if it will not, then just do give me something around this level. So that's what I will be looking for. So this is a little bit bigger chart. Let's go on a little bit smaller chart and see how big. Of course, do not forget, if it will sit between these two levels, you just need to see how big it is. You see, it's only 30 pips between those two. That's why I'm saying it would be better if it would just have consolidation, maybe go around this level a little bit more, or coming back and create a little bit around this level. Of course, at the same time, it might give us some pattern again, like maybe pennant or triangle, or it could be double bottom or something. So just waiting time for Australian dollar at this point. Okay, so the good movement already happened. So now going to dollar CAD. I didn't have any trades on this pair this week. It gave me quite a lot of really winning trades previously, but this week I didn't go for it. So that's the movement. Okay, this is what happened, and I already removed. You saw me before. I had a lot of showing the patterns around here. It was pretty much all the same, one big channel, which I told you it's a really huge consolidation, and the movements up and down quite a lot, which I used to buy and sell, just using that one big pattern. But in here I didn't go for it, because you see I've been trading the other pairs, and that's the channel possibly, okay, could have been be used. Actually, I pointed out, mentioned to you, so if I would have been looking for go for trades, that would be not forgetting, like, right, these stops, and this could possibly be my buy order, and then you see it's about 150 pips. So okay, I missed a really good trade, but this is where I would have looked at. Okay, and I had somewhere around the bottom here. If for example placing orders to sell, it would be somewhere around here, which you will never be in a bad trade. So well, obviously again using the strategy I use, so you would have been in another at least 100 pips profitable trade here if you would just go for this. You see it's created again quite wide. I mean, okay, there's some news happened, possible to use that, but it was not good enough for me, so I just somehow just didn't watch the dollar CAD very much this week. But that would have been exactly what I was telling you about. So it's consolidated, and that's the movement. So let's wait now. Again, is the same with the other pairs. Just see what's going to do now. Is it going to do consolidation? Is it going to give a pattern something? But I would still would like to see it go a little bit higher and just give something around here. Of course, it might continue and jump a little bit, touch the top level of the downtrend channel. At the same time, of course, it's a big movement and might be have a correction. So just waiting for anything. If there's anything going to be created, and of course don't forget just to see if you're going to go for small trade, to see how far it is. You see it's only like about 36 pips roughly. That's why I'd say wherever it'll start consolidate, I wouldn't like it much. I would rather see it actually go here and then give me something here. That's it, easy with dollar CAD. And of course if it will drop, then to see, I mean, straight with the opening market, it might have a bit of correction down, and I would just again I would rather just to see if it will do and where it stopped and what is it going to do. So right now there is nothing. It needs to give something. Okay, so like a lot of pairs this week, you see they made already huge movements. So now it's pretty much on most of them just waiting time to see if they will have a bit of corrections or they will have a bit of consolidations, but just waiting for something, giving either channel or maybe a pattern. This is what waiting for. Okay, getting to a little bit closer to important levels, because you see most of the pairs are not exactly reached some of the levels. They just are close to them, but not giving anything just yet. So euro pound, okay, we were here. This is the bigger chart. You will understand I'm talking about. You can go back on the smaller charts, but I don't want to spend too much time on it, because remember I was telling you I'm expecting again there would be possible movements around this area, this is where we were, right? So you see it went up, and that's what I was telling you. I don't like it because it was not, you see, didn't go down much, so didn't give a good channel. Okay, let's just go on 1 hour chart. This is where you could have looked for the channel. Okay, so well, the only good channel would have been here. That's this, you can see it's straight, because that one, look at that, it's moved up a little bit more down, had a wing here and went up again. So not very good to go to place your level, okay, for where to place the pending order and sell order. So not very nice. Well, it was possible, so could have looked at it, but not good. That is the best. Okay, that's much better. So this would have been the channel to place your order, see the buy, okay, and pending order sell. So I didn't do it again because I told you I will not touch this one, because I don't like it's still sitting not in the areas where I wanted to trade it. Okay, so now it's right here, but again, once again, using the strategy, another profitable trade you could have. So now it's between these two levels and slightly better position, I would say, and I would just see if it will start to consolidate between these two levels. Okay, that level and that level, well, roughly, again, like a little bit low, a little bit high, but in here then it could be, you see, if you place the buy orders, possibly it's only about 50 pips, which is still could be a profit about 10-20 pips. Okay, depends of course on spread and where you place the pending orders, 20-25 pips possibly. And of course, going down, we have a lot of space to go to the next level or stop somewhere between those two if it will start to break that level. Okay, so but this is the area I would look at. Okay, so like I'm saying, if I wouldn't see any possibilities or options on other pairs, then of course I would look maybe at this one, and at this moment only if it will do anything consolidate around this area, okay, between these two levels. So that's it. Of course, if it will continue go up, then I'm not going to do anything about it. Okay, so if it will just have a sharp movement and I will be just waiting. Again, I would rather to see it go to the previous, just like I was saying, go to the main level. Okay, so to the main level, we do have a little bit here. I'm going to continue it. Okay, so around between these two levels, that would be best for me. Okay, to go to that area. If it will break that, level and go down, then we will see. I will see what's going to be in the middle, but I would rather again to see it coming to this level. Okay, but first of all, looking at here in this area right now, it might give a little bit nice, little bit triangle here, or pennant, little pennant. So this is euro pound. It's quite easy at this moment with that pair. If it will do, it might do. And perfect gold. See, this was a really good trade for me this week, and as exactly as expected, like pretty much 100%. Okay, and that's the area. Remember when I started to first looking at that as a possible, maybe it will be a double bottom, but then it started to go a little bit higher. What I told you, I'm looking at it as a triangle, and this is one bottom, right, and one top and another bottom, and started to create that second bottom. And of course the next expectation is the second top. As you know, the theory of triangle and the strategy of triangle I'm using, that was like 80% 90% hope, and the thought that it will give a top, okay, and then we'll go and we'll start to break the third bottom, right, or create the third bottom. So that's kind of pretty much the theory of triangle I use. It has to be two tops and two bottoms, and then third one either breaking it or creating it, but 2 and 2 is pretty much works quite well for me. Okay, so that's exactly what has happened here, and because of that possibility of triangle and top, and you can see where it stopped again, exactly at the levels. Okay, not much higher, not much lower, but the level, it touched it a little bit, broke it, but it's right there. Okay, so what I did, of course, remember it was starting to consolidate here, and that's what I was telling you. If it will probably sit there, then I would look at possibly placing the orders exactly at that. And do not forget, it might be stopped by here, and it's exactly what happened. It's exactly what I did. I placed the buy order, and it was still 60 pips. You see, about 60-70 pips up. So not bad here, and I did not catch all this movement. Okay, I'm gonna say no, but I placed the pending order sell from the level of the triangle. Okay, just I pointed out to you previous week. That's the triangle, and I caught that movement, so that was really good trade for me. So just perfect. And so that's it for now. Again, just a waiting time, just to see what is it going to do. And we do know as usual, again, right, either giving the channel consolidation, or maybe it will have a bit of correction, so maybe it will be flag or anything, or triangle, or who knows, but around this area. Of course it might continue all the way down without any consolidation, of course it can be. So but now just waiting time. Okay, if here I was giving you that triangle, now I can't give you anything. I'm just going to wait and see what's going to happen. So that's pretty much it at this moment. So let's just see how the bigger picture looks like, and that's what possible. Of course, with these huge breakouts now, do not forget that we do have this little wing. You see, it's broke. That's why we had such huge movement, right? So it's broke down, and of course it might continue all the way now, and maybe even touch the level of the channel. I mean, it's still uptrend channel, even though inside it's going down. Okay, so it might still continue all the way. Just looking a little bit ahead, because it's pretty much broke all quite strong levels. Okay, so but of course, at the same time, it can turn around. So just waiting time now. What is it going to create? You can see on the smaller charts. This is how you can trade. Okay, so I've been giving you all these weeks. You see, like all these months now, all the winning trades. I'm all time pointing out winning trades, losing trades, but you can see the most. We are in winning trades. Okay, so this consecutive weeks been only winning trades, not even one losing trade. So really well, except like I'm saying to you, it might not be very acceptable, the strategy of using a smaller charts like these days. I've been telling you about it. It's much wider, a bit wider. Okay, a bit bigger time frames, again more like 1 hour, 30 minutes and 1 hour charts. So but it's not going to be always like this. I'm sure it will come down a little bit, but right now there's a lot of things going on, as you know. Okay, so now let's have a look at pound yen, and we found yen as expected. For me, I wouldn't be I don't trade this pair obviously, but it wouldn't be any possible trades for me this week, okay, on this pair. So just like I was telling you, from here I would rather to see it go either to this level or go to that level, and then to see what to do next. And but it didn't do anything. You see, it's just set between them, and that's why I'm saying, like, as me, nothing to trade here. I can't see any possibilities. I mean, the way I trade, there is nothing at all. You can see it didn't give I mean, it started to have a little bit of straighten out here, and could have been, but it's too messy. See, went down, up, and down again, and more down, and went up again. So not good enough for me. So what's now? Once again, it's just in the middle of nowhere, and I don't see any good moments for it to go into trade. Okay, previously, again, reminding you, remember, if you've been watching my videos, I was giving you a very nice indications, let's say indicators, where to possibly go into good trades. Right now I don't see it. Okay, I don't see where to go, because I don't really like it. It's too far and too close to those levels that I wouldn't want to say anything much. I mean, okay, as it dropped, remember I was telling you, yes, it's consolidation, correction could be, right? It didn't do consolidation. I mean, okay, this does look like it's a little bit of consolidation here. It might end up as a bit of a triangle. Okay, it kind of looks a little bit like a double top, but not very good. I would say more like a triangle-ish. Okay, more like a triangle. And then it could possibly be that you can have a look at it. Okay, this we have one top, one bottom, one top, and a little bit one, so 2 right? So then of course it might finally will go up, but it might be just go a little bit, stop by this one. At the same time, well, okay, it might go. So if you wouldn't want to risk, okay, I would look at it, but right now I can't really give you anything. In my opinion, I would rather see what's going to happen next, right? Okay, like I'm saying, if there are any options and opportunities with the other pairs, I would rather just look at the other pairs. In here, I don't really like it much. I mean, Of course, that level could be a little bit moved down, okay? So because we do have a little bit here, so you can correct it a little bit, and then you just can think it's kind of pretty much consolidating underneath there. So maybe it will do a little bit more of like consolidation here and a little bit sit around this level and try to break it, and then can go all the way up, or maybe stop by this top. Okay, so it could possibly be so, right? Like I'm saying, it can be a little bit. But before, remember when we had it, why I have it right here, because I was pointing out to you at this area that good trade here, and it's how it worked well. So that's why I have it slightly higher than this, and now it's giving it a little bit more risk of this area. Okay, so but if you, let's say, forget about that level and think it might be around here, then it could be a possibility then if it will consolidate a bit, and then but it's too close to that level. Let's see if it would be like a little flag and a consolidation, a channel, then of course you can ignore it and just go down, and there's too many of levels around this area. That's why I'm saying I don't really like it much at this moment. But if you want to look at it and just to see, look at it, what's going to be with this bit of consolidation. Of course, like I'm saying, if there will be some kind of news, see how the market prepares before the news, okay? And if you see the possibility, then just see for, well, it's up to you. But for me, I would just a little bit wait a little bit more with this pair at that moment. Okay, so well, that was all from me, my thoughts about the technical analysis this coming week. If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe. Happy trading, and I speak to you next week. Bye everyone.